Hello, 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 Facebook. Hello, YouTube. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am excited to be able to share with you all on tonight or today for some people of the importance of relationships and trusting your instinct. Today, well, for those who don't know me, let me first say welcome to you. Welcome to Lottie Dot and everybody. For those who are just not getting to know me, my name is Dr. Michelle, and I provide education strategies and resources to individuals to assist them in up leveling their lives and to walking into their purpose fulfilled. So, welcome. If you're able to catch the replay, welcome again. So nice to be able to share with you all on today. Today, I want to talk a little bit about trusting your instincts. And I want to bring out the importance of knowing those red flags and handling those people appropriately. So I'm going to start with this scripture. It's Matthew, the 26th chapter. And I'm going to start at the 14th verse. And it says that one of the 12 apostles, Judas the locksmith, went to the leading priest and said, "How much are you willing to pay me to betray Jesus into your hands?" They agreed to pay him 30 silver coins. So I just want to, when we're talking about instincts and relationships, I want you to start thinking about people that come into your life. People come into our lives for various reasons, various opportunities, and we don't know sometimes the full capacity. But what I want to say to you all on today is that we have to ensure that we are utilizing wisdom whenever we are in relationships. We have to realize that we have to utilize wisdom. We have to utilize knowledge. We have to utilize the ability to entrust. And when I say instincts, I just want to put the disclaimer out here. I believe in Jesus. I don't believe in third eye. I don't believe in all the vibration. When I say instincts, I'm talking about trusting the Holy Spirit within us. So when I'm talking about Judas, he was the one who went to the leading priest and said, "How much are you willing to pay me to betray Jesus into your hands?" They agreed to pay him 30 silver coins. So I just want to encourage someone on today that whenever you are dealing with relationships and people may have betrayed you, it's not anything against you, it is something against them. Because when I read this scripture about Judas who approached the leading priest to ask them how much are they willing to pay to betray Jesus, evidently it was something going on in his heart before he even went to the priest, before he even said that I'm going to accept this money. Something already was going on within him. And many a times, whenever we deal with situations, whenever we deal with people, we begin to start taking on how they treat us. We begin to start feeling how whenever they mistreat us, whatever how they do us or how they treat us, we begin to start thinking, I mean, how did they do that? Why did they do that to me? And many a times where we get confused in relationships is that we begin to expect things out of people of what we've done for them. You think about whenever Jesus showed love, he showed encouragement, all these things that he did, but Judas still betrayed him. It was something dealing with Judas and his heart first. And one of the things that I love is how Jesus handled him. Because it said that while they were eating, Jesus spoke up and said, "One of you about to betray me." Listen, I can only imagine sitting at that last supper, and we all eating, we about to break bread. Jesus have been encouraging us, and then he says, "One of you are all about to betray me." I would have been like, "Oh, what? Betray." So they started whispering, feeling deeply in their heart. They said that they started going to one another. "You mean me? Do you mean me? You mean me?" And he said, "It is one with me that as shared with an intimate friend." And then Judas said, teacher, perhaps it's I. And Jesus answered and said, you said it. Judas knew what he did. Have you all had times whenever you had relationships and you try to confront someone of how they did you? And then by the time you get finished with the conversation, it's like they don't try to flip it around like you did something wrong. Judas knew already what he did. He knew that he already betrayed. He knew already that he had gone to these people and said, how much can I get to be able to betray him? And then he's going to act confused like he didn't even know what he did. But he knew in his heart. And one thing that we have to understand is whenever we're dealing with relationships, many a times we are given, whenever they feel like they have gotten away, whenever they feel like they have gotten to a place where, you know, they're not going to be able, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to, oh no, I would never do that. Oh, I love you. That why they in your face. But then it's a red flag, right? Y'all excuse this. This is the only thing that I could find that was red. But it's this flag. And many a times whenever we get into situations and relationships, the flags come. That one sentence, that one betrayal, but we ignore it. It's there. And sometimes it be like this. But whenever Judas come and say, are you sure that was really what you heard? Oh no, that really isn't what I meant. That really wasn't what I said. Oh no, you thinking about the wrong thing. I'm not thinking about that. Oh no. I would never do that to you. We have to pay attention to the flags. And we have to know that we have to handle the relationships appropriately. As Jesus said, you said it. And what we have to realize is just because someone mistreats us or they come to betray us does not take you off your purpose. I want to say that again. Just because someone mistreats you, just because someone has mishandled you, because of how low that they felt you were, you may have felt like they treated you like you were 30 pieces of silver or coins, but really and truly, that's how they felt within their hearts. And then you began to start feeling some type of way and not feeling good about yourself because of how they treated you. I just want to encourage you on today to not allow that Judas or that situation or that people, places, or things to take you off your purpose. And many times, whenever we are dealt with those situations, we begin to back up because we begin to feel like, oh my gosh, they cannot love me. Oh my gosh, they mishandled me. Oh my gosh, they betrayed me. And then we begin to dwell on that thing time and time again. And then we begin to get off track. We begin to get off purpose. We began to start rethinking in our minds, like, is that really what I'm supposed to be doing? Is that really what, because this person that I thought was going to be by me, this person I thought was going to stick by my side has left me. This person that I thought that said they were going to stick with me, I'm feeling something that's not right. Something's not feeling right, but I've given my all to them. And now I want to kick them out of my life. But as you see here, he was not even allowed to get off his purpose. He knew that he had a purpose. Jesus knew that he had a plan, and he was not going to allow Judas to get him off his purpose. This was something that he was going to have to deal with. We have to understand that people come into our lives for two things, for a season and a reason. Sometimes they are for a season in your life, and sometimes they are for a reason. And many times we want to hold on to certain situations, people, and places and things because we have been there. We have been at a place where we have gone places together. We have had history together. But as you can see here, time was winding up. Judas had already fulfilled his purpose. He had already betrayed because of something that he was dealing with in himself. And we cannot allow of what someone is dealing with within themselves, within their heart, to taint our hearts. Because when we taint our hearts, we taint our destiny, we taint our relationships, we taint our vision, because we don't want to allow anyone else in because we've been hurt. We say, we're going to protect our peace, but in actuality, we're putting up walls. And then we're casting out people who may be able to help us, but we're not allowing people in. But we have to learn how to be able to have those situations wherein we are dealing with situations. Yeah, we are at a place where we have felt betrayed. Yes, we are at a place where we have felt hurt. We're not going to allow it stop us from our purpose. When you are at a place where you are laser focused into your purpose and your plan, it doesn't matter who at the table. It doesn't matter if Judas. It doesn't matter if your best friend. It doesn't matter who's at the table when you're focused on your purpose. Because when you're focused at your purpose, as you can see, that even though Judas betrayed, it did not stop the plan and the purpose of Jesus. Now, Jesus could have easily gotten up and said, I'm going to kick you out of this table, out of this house, out of here, and we're going to go somewhere else. I'm going to go and hide, and I'm not going to die for these people. I'm not going to do anything because you have betrayed me. But he was laser focused. And we have to be at a place that we know within us, that we have something within us. And I just want to tell someone, because sometimes we tend to go through life comfortable. And when you're walking into your purpose, there are moments of you staying uncomfortable. There are moments when you're going to have Judas. There are going to be moments wherein you're going to have opposition. Everyone is not going to be in your corner that's going to be congratulating you and pushing you along. Yes, you need those people. Yes, you need that support. But even those people, even those Judases, even those people who said they were going to be with you, and how you have supported them and they didn't support you, how you have given to them and they continue to take from you, they still serve a purpose for you. I just have to learn how to have people in a proper category, and knowing that some people that I'm called to serve, some people are called to serve me, and some relationships are interchangeable. Meaning that if the people that I'm called to serve are the ones who are drainers, these are the ones that I know that they're not serving any really good for me. So I know that I'm called to serve them. That means that I'm only going to talk to them when my cup is full and when I'm ready. And then there are those that are called to serve me. Those are the ones that are my destiny helpers. Those are the ones that's going to help, pray with me through. Those are the ones that are going to be in those intimate places. And then there's an interchangeable relationship. Those that we have this relationship where we're lifting up one another. But where we get at a place when we get confused is because we expect for people to be at a place to serve like we serve. We expect people to be at a place to give like we give. And then we begin to have resentment. We begin to be able to feel at a place where we feel like we're being used because we are at a place where we're empty and we continually give it to other people. But we have to get at a place where, and we're saying that we're going on purpose. That Judas did not stop his plan. Judas had to deal with what the cards that he dealt with in himself. And if you read on into the story, that he ended up going back and throwing back the money and killing himself because he was dealing with so much of the hurt and pain within himself. Jesus did not try to fight that battle and kick him out of his life and say he allowed for that thing to happen, but he had to keep focused on his purpose. We cannot get distracted turning around this way over every situation that comes. And social media is not always the place to handle it. Everybody is not praying the same God that you're praying to. Everything that you're telling on social, everybody does not need to know those intimate places for you. So when we have those things and those things are speaking to your heart, we have to be able to trust it. We have to be able to trust it. We have to be able to trust those moments when we begin to know something is not right. I need to be able to move different. That season was up for Judas. Jesus called that thing. Yeah, you said it. And when you begin to say, gosh, okay, God, this right here does not feel good for me. But do you really trust the purpose and the plan that he has for you? That those things that have been spoken in your heart, that when I begin to start working it, and even though I've had situations and things and people to do some things to me, I have to be able to forgive quickly so I can move forward. I have to be able to be at a place that I forgive quickly so I can move on forward. It does not mean that I give you a pass. It doesn't mean that we don't have a conversation. I may talk about it. But it does not, you cannot stop what I have going on here. And we cannot be at a place when then we're going to this plan that we have going forward, that we allow ourselves to be at a place to stop because of what we feel like people have defined us. I don't care what the teacher said to you. I don't care what your mom and dad said to you. I don't care what your friends say, because sometimes our circles keep us comfortable. And if we stay in a situation with people that's not talking about going anywhere, how can we really truly get to a place when all of us talking about the same thing and we're not really going anywhere? You have to ensure that you connect with people that's going to help push you to that next place. So where are you? Where are you at that place when you're walking into your purpose? Are you focused? Or are you going to allow that betrayal, that hurt, that divorce, that loss, that friendship to hold you back, to hold you in that place? Are you going to allow situations that come your way to hold you back because you felt betrayed, because you felt hurt? Because Judas can be so many factors in our lives. But we have to be able to be at a place that we trust what's in here. Because if we go by what's in here in our heads and what we think, we will get into our own way. But you have to trust within here and operate from the heart. You have to be at a place that no matter what circumstances may come my way, no matter of how they may deal with me, I'm going to use my discernment in this season because I'm going to be strategic. And we get off course because we get distracted with the minor things in life, and we major in the minor and minor in the major. I'm going to say that again. We tend to major in the minor, meaning of what somebody did, something that's happened and all these other things. And then when the major things happen, that what we need to be focused on, we get distracted. We begin questioning ourselves because of where we've been, where we're going. You cannot allow this season to be another season. We cannot make any more New Year's resolutions until we be at a place that we sit back and say, what has been my mental roadblocks that have been holding me back? What has been those messages that I have accepted because someone thought that I was less than, and I have been receiving those things in my mind. So I have been feeling like I'm not good enough. I have been focusing on these situations so much that I have talked myself out of a blessing. that I have been talking myself out of feeling I'm not good enough, so I'm not going to even work this business because no one is going to listen to me. I do the comparison on Facebook. I say Facebook because you listen. You know, social media has a good way to show you, people are able to show you what they want you to see. You know that, right? So you comparing yourself against social media and what you think that you see in people, because they looking like they living good, but we know what the real truth is. I remember I had one time with this guy. I remember I was at work one time and this guy, you know, I knew he was dealing with marital issues, and I'm not going to call any names out on Facebook. So, you know, this might get shared. But, you know, I knew he was he would talk junk about his wife and his marriage. And then one day I saw, you know, this post, and he gave this wonderful, oh my gosh, listen. He had a whole story, beautiful message. Happy birthday. I love you. Hope this day speaks for you. Blah, 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 blah. And so I saw him at work. I was like, oh my gosh. I said, I am so happy to see that you all are doing better. And he said, we're not doing any good. We ain't any better. He said, you know, I was just saying that for Facebook because, you know, that's for her little friends. I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm just here to tell you all, we cannot allow what we see to deter us and do a comparison. We have to be able to challenge here, to align with here, to align with purpose. And we cannot allow the outside factors to take us off our plan and our purpose. We cannot allow the things that we have received here and saying that I am not good enough, I'm not going to be able to do it, nobody's going to listen to me. Do you all know that I'm a woman from South Carolina with a good country accent that did not ever think of what? Preach? Do what? I remember when I was at church one time, and I was at my home church, and I was doing I think I was presiding that Sunday. And do you all know a person who came and spoke to me was a person that was addicted to crack. Came to me and said, you're gonna preach the word. I knew what I was doing. That's not me. Nobody's gonna listen to me. I'm not gonna do that. No. That comes with too much. Girl, I'm too country. No way will I'll be here that I think that I'll be here today. But something kept speaking in here. And I knew that there was a purpose that was inside of me. And what I had to realize and get past of the blocks that were in here that was telling me that no one would ever listen to me, that was telling me, what are you going to do? No one's going to, you open your mouth, no one's going to listen to you. I had to take that in and take that in and say, you know what? Somebody is listening to me. Somebody is going to be able to get a message through, and I'm going to be able to do what I need to do by any means necessary. And I had to push and continually push past those roadblocks. What has been those things in your mind that you constantly replay that's holding you back? Or we will get to a place where we get to that plateau and we can't push past. We're going to a place that we can't push past because of how Judas treated us, because of how my dad treated me, because of what I've dealt with. I don't feel like I'm good enough or I'm capable. But I encourage you, number one, use discernment. Number two, know that you have a purpose inside of you. If you're here and you're watching this message, you got a purpose. Lean in. You got a purpose. You got something that you need to be doing. And even though you may feel like someone has mistreated you, or mishandle you and they couldn't love you properly, that's them. Judas had to deal with his own issues. And even with the manipulation, we have to still know within our heart, we have to know without a doubt of what we felt here, what Holy Spirit has told us, what we have been feeling something's not right, how I need to handle this. And we need to pray on how to handle these things going forward. But I cannot allow myself to get focused on that minor thing when I have major things to be focused on. If we really took the time to work our purpose and our plan, if we really took the time and threw out all that extra stuff that we take in on social media, all the extra stuff that we take in with gossip, all the extra stuff that we take in from the negative stuff that we feel within our brains, and really majored in that thing that we think that is minor, that we put aside, that is really major for us to do, then we will truly be able to walk into a greater purpose. But what are you willing to do? Are you willing to step forward in 2024 and say no more? Are you willing to be at a place to say, okay, I'm going to push past this? Let me tell you something. You all know Monday nights, after I get off work and I do my sessions, this is bonnet night. This is bonnet and pajamas night. And I was tasked with this assignment to go live on Mondays at 9:00. Uncomfortable. But I know that I have to do this thing because I have a purpose. I know that beside of how I feel at the moment in time of what would I say? Oh, I'm going live. I can't mess this up. I can't edit. I got to do this, that, and the third. I still have to speak my voice. I don't know who this is for, but it's for somebody. And I have to be at a place where I say, okay, I'm going to put my feelings aside because purpose is calling me. I have to put my own agenda aside because purpose is calling my name. I can't worry about Judas. There are many people that says to me, and sometimes they don't even know that I know. Sometimes I don't even give them the recognition that I know they don't like me. I know they clap, but it's a fake clap. But I still love anyhow. Because guess what? They don't define me. I'm defined by God. And when you start accepting that definition that you are defined by God and not man, your life becomes a lot easier. You're able to go and do a live. You're able to go and step out even when you feel like no one is going to listen to you. You're going to be able to still open up your mouth and do because purpose will be calling you. And then you go back and say, gosh, I was able to be used that way. That came out of me because you have a purpose and a plan. We're going to have to start shifting our mindsets. The minor things it's irrelevant now. I'm going to have to quit majoring in these minor things, these Judases that are sitting at the table. I haven't even gotten to Peter yet. Listen, I got to get to Peter one day soon, because Peter was one of the ones too who was I would say Mr. Shady Boots, because he was the one who was trying to be his friend, saying I would never betray you, and he was the one who was actually trying to stop the destiny by trying to prevent him from being arrested, and then ended up denying Jesus. I mean, it was just so much that he was dealing with at the table, but he stayed focused. And we have to stay focused on our plan. We have to stay focused on our plan. We have to be able to be at a place where we stay focused. What is it that you have been holding on to? What are those situations that you continually tell yourself that you're not able, knowing that you are able? Who has told you? Many times whenever people come to me, and I'm going to wind this up because I said I'm gonna give myself 30 minutes, y'all. So I said I'm gonna try to wind this up. But I remember, whenever people come to me in sessions, and I can understand because I have dealt with that sometimes too. They'll say to me, I feel like I should be further along. I feel like I should be doing XYZ. I feel like I'm behind. I feel like I should be doing better. And the first question I ask is, who are you comparing it to? Who are you comparing your life to that you feel like you should be doing better, that you feel like you should be doing different, that you feel like you should be doing purpose? We have to release those things. And knowing that while we're focusing on that, we could be redeeming the time and going forth into our plan then. Who have you been comparing yourself to when you tell yourself you're not good enough? Who have you been comparing yourself to when you tell yourself that you're not, that you feel like you're not going to be, that they have not treated you right, and that you're not this person that you need to be, and that you cannot fulfill this thing, you cannot have this business, that you cannot have this wonderful relationship? Who have you been comparing yourself to? What have you been telling yourself? That you know that you want to go, but you feel like you're just holding yourself back. It's not a Judas issue. It's a mind issue. It's a heart issue. And I have to release that thing. I have to release it. Let's go in 2024, y'all. It's time to get it. I don't care what Judas said. I don't care if he betrayed you. I don't care what he did. Now is the time to go. Now is the time to go get it. Shifting our mindset. No longer majoring in these minor things. And we're going to start going to these major things and going into those. It's time to walk in purpose. Not only walking in purpose, but walking in purpose fulfilled. Walking in with a sense of peace. Walking in a sense of, I own this. And not at a place of having false confidence, but having confidence in knowing who you are and whose you are. Operating in this effectiveness that you have within you, but we keep holding on to the past of who we are, and we're not willing to take off of the past. We're not able to take off of what we have experienced. We're not able to take off of how we have dealt with situations and how people have treated us and what society has told us. And then we'll say, well, I'm going to get the next strategy. And we will go to about 10,000 workshops and still have not done one thing. How many more workshops do you need to go to? How much more confirmation do you need to take that first step? It's time to go get it. I love you all. And I love to be able to see people walking into their purpose. When I see people, you all see on my post, I share everything. Even though people may not support me, I support them because I love to be able to see people walking into their purpose and their plan. I love to see people stretching and going into the next level. And that thing that you're supposed to be doing, let's start doing it. Let's start releasing this weight from the past and no longer allow those situations to hold back. Judas had to deal with his own heart issue. It had nothing to do with you. Forgive and let's move forward, all right? I hope you all have a great rest of the week. Let me leave you all with this. Go. That's it. Go. Go live your purpose like never before. It may be uncomfortable. Sometimes it may feel lonely. Sometimes you're going to have that Judas is at the table. But I encourage you to stay focused. I encourage you to go. I encourage you to continue to move forward. I tell you on today that you are made with a purpose. You are made with a plan. When you were created, you were not created with junk. You were created in a special design while you were in your mother's womb before your mom and dad even met. You were created with a special design that was crafted specially, that you had a purpose and plan to fulfill. And what happens is that whenever you were born and you have this purpose and fulfillment, you're going to have these Judases to come into your life. You're going to have these Peters that's going to come into your life. You're going to have these people that's going to come into your life that's going to try to stop your purpose and your plan. But that doesn't mean that I have to stop. I have to stay focused. I have to stay on purpose. I have to readjust the mental blocks here and take those things and say, not today. But I'm going to tell you, yeah, you mistreated me. Yeah, my mom, she did not do right by me. My family, yeah, it was dysfunctional. But I know that I still have a purpose. I got to release what I thought so I can get to where I need to be. So release it on today. Go and have a great rest of the night. And as my last thing that I always say is always walk in purpose. Okay. You all have a great rest of the night and look to talk to you all on next week. Walk into your purpose. I can't wait to see how things go into 2024 with you all and what's going to come forth. As one person said, on the live, that they are in an uncomfortable season. I am so excited that even in that uncomfortableness that you're going to walk forth and there's going to be so much that's going to come out of you. And I speak life over every one of you all that are watching on tonight. And please, I forgot, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel as I'll be coming in on every Monday night. Like, share, and all that good stuff. And also become part of my email list. I also share weekly encouragement and also different resources that I have available to assist people to walk into their purpose and plan. You all have a blessed night. Love you all. Good night.